Hi, Matt. Thank you for joining us. You're here with Corbin Bernsen on behalf of the Yeti. I'm going to be recording on my end and we'll send you the file afterwards. And you have 10 minutes for your interview.
What's up, Matt?
Hey Corbin, how you doing, man?
Good, buddy.
Awesome, good to speak with you. Hey, I got a chance to watch the film about a week ago. You were fantastic in it, man. Well done.
Oh, thank you, bro.
Cool. Just got a few quick questions for you, then I'll let you go.
Sure.
Right off the rip, just give us a dive into the film itself, and then tell us about your character.
Well, the dive into the film is partly why I went to it. I don't want to say just a throwback, but it was done in the spirit of true independent horror films back in the day. Everything is practical. I mean, I don't know if you know this, but there's no location shooting. That was all on a sound stage. And everything is sort of designed a little bit like classic horror films. And it also brought in some elements of the Twilight Zone, which I dug, because ultimately, yes, it's the Yeti and it's this big monster and all that, but really it's about the horrors that we create. Man's the monster. Watch the news today. Man, man is clearly the monster,
Absolutely.
and I play a character who goes off and ideally to look for oil, again, kind of wanting to plunder Earth for oil. And of course, I come across a Yeti, and now I want to dominate this thing that's in the wild. And it's that action of man trying to dominate nature that creates the horror. And yes, you could look at it on one level as, oh, it's a monster movie, and they attack the things that come near it. Or you look at it like the monster is this sort of repercussion of us trying to dominate nature.
Right.
And I think that really rings true for me. And again, watching, Artemis up there sending these beautiful blue planets back and thinking somewhere on there we're like sending rockets like this, they're going like, okay, we're the monster. The nature's cool. The planet's beautiful, and you throw your little rocks at each other and let me know when you're done,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So,
So,
was this a role that you immediately saw and jumped on it, or did it take a little bit of convincing for you?
no, I went to it right away. I got the script. The script was cool. I got on the phone with the guys, and we just, it's funny at this point in my life, if I'm invited to a project as opposed to, well, we want him to read for this or read for that and do that. I tend to not go to those things simply because I don't feel like I want to prove myself, but I want filmmakers who've seen enough of me to
Mhm.
go, you're going to do a good job. And these guys wanted me in the film. Um, and uh, and then just hearing a little bit about what they were doing, I got into, oh, we're not doing a monster movie. Great. It's not a monster movie. It's a little more Twilight Zone, Rod Serling. Um, and then when I saw the sets and I saw the Yeti, the beast that they created and all that, I went, good. I made a good choice.
Okay. Now, creature horror usually relies on a lot of atmosphere. What was it like acting opposite something that may not have been fully visible on the set?
Well, I had the good fortune of going in the other room and actually seeing the damn thing. Enormous and exquisite. Um, but it's funny because as you get older, you go like, oh God, like what's that spot on my skin? Am I gonna die? We kind of like get into this fear thing without really the unknown freaks us the hell out,
Yeah.
and it freaks me out. I mean, I'll be very straight. I mean, although I'm handling it better than I used to in the past. But when you just don't know what's out there, you don't know quite what things are. We constantly want this we want this reinforcement that we're in control, that we are, and to know the stuff's, you know, it's much more scary to not know where the Yeti is, but even just to hear it, or hear
Mhm.
branches breaking, rather than just see it. Because once you see it, game over. Okay,
Right. Yeah.
great, okay. But what's far more scary is when you lie in bed at night and you hear something outside your window.
Yep.
That's scary.
Right.
You actually see the thing. It's funny, we can then actually deal with it kind of. But when you don't know it's there and you just hear the noise of it and you hear the breathing and this in the air changing, the leaves crunching, or just that distant roar, rumble of its breath, that's scary stuff.
Right. So anything surprising happening while filming? Did you make it through unscathed? No injuries, nothing to speak of?
No, the only thing I got like there was a lot of smoke on the stage, and I tend to I don't know, I got emotionally caught into it a little bit. So I got like weak during it, but maybe that was just me digging in. I can't really tell. But I remember driving home. I drove up there. I live upstate New York, and
Mhm.
it's was up in Buffalo. And driving home and being kind of like depleted, you know. But I threw myself in, as I tend to these days. I kind of one of the things I've dedicated myself to is, not leaving anything on the table. I kind of I've worked hard my whole life. I've tried to, do my job, make sure I get my job done right and not leaving a lot of room for like, I don't know if this is right, but I'm just going to do it.
Mhm.
I'm finding lately that I hesitate to talk about it because it sounds manufactured and that I just tend to find myself just putting it all out there,
Mhm.
and, you know, let the shit lands where it will,
Right. Yeah.
but yeah, and I'm not guarded much. I'm guarded in the way I treat people and say things. Although my wife might disagree. Um, I just am, I call that honesty.
The
We have a
filters off. Basically, filters off what you're
we have a
saying.
friend who has a business and their business is so screwed up and they keep wanting to borrow money. Now they're using their life savings to build up the business. I keep thinking like, please let me just tell them what's wrong. But it's
Yeah.
not good about this thing. She goes, you can't. They're our friends. I'm saying like, there are friends who one day are going to be destitute because they're just putting so much money into this ill-fated venture. You
Right.
know,
Yeah. Yep.
yeah, you can't be that honest. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Last thing I got for you, Corbin, is after the release of the Yeti, what's coming up for you? What's on the horizon?
A couple of things. I'm in this current show called Your Friends and Neighbors on Apple. I just started doing Lincoln Lawyer, which is on Netflix. Little series. I've all these sort of 4 or 5 episodes of these shows, which is the new thing. Of a show called The Fall and Rise of Reggie Dinkins. But I'm most proud of a pilot that I wrote and a spec pilot that I did. My son, who's 37, directed it called Woodstockers, about two guys who went to Woodstock and never left. And now they're dealing with the repercussions of that failed vision of Woodstock and also the repercussions of their life and the life they've chosen.
Excellent. Excellent. Corbin, that's all I got, man. Thanks very much, man. I really appreciate it. Like I said, the movie's fantastic. Take care of yourself. We'll be looking out for you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, bud. Take care.